Yo, Joy Anonymous here, live from All Points East.
Direct to you. Joy Anonymous is a movement to try and find a place where people can feel like they can belong and feel like that they can express themselves and there's no barrier to entry. That's like the idea, the concept. And musically, we kind of just want to make people feel something.
Weirdly, it kind of stemmed from, we had all the equipment and everything, and there was one day I was sitting at Hen's house and we were kind of looking at it, and I just thought, should we go, it was kind of out of boredom, let's go and just turn the speakers on, play some music for people exercising on the Southbank, because we live close by, and went and did sort of 20 minutes, people started gathering, and that's kind of when the light bulb, pun intended, switched on, and we thought, wow, this is a thing, let's keep doing it, let's keep building, and still to this day, we're into season 3, did one last night, so 3 years of it now.
I just wanna be dancing. Kind of 5-6 hours a night, and like having people come up and join in and get on the mic and stuff, and it was like, you know, particularly in the time, to have a place where people could come and feel, you know, human, and like, you know, we'd all been isolated for, I think we were about like 3 months into the first lockdown.
Pubs were closed, and shops were closed.
Shops, everything was closed, and we were like, right, okay, let's build a place. Okay.
So unplanned, and it's only when we retrace our steps that it's been such a like pivotal part of our career. So, and
even with the whole concept of Joy Anonymous, it was like, you know, it kind of stemmed from the idea of like Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous, where we'd done some work with people who had gone to those meetings, and we'd go to them, and it was you see people share and go through their own processes, and we're like, why don't we put joy in the corner and see that, like, okay, some people don't understand how to find joy or where joy is or what even joy is, and we were like, why don't we just try and build a little place where we could share ours, and it just developed, and now we're here. The first album is called Human Again, and the whole concept is like, you know, to make people feel that, like to make people come out and be like, oh, you know what, Jesus, like I can sit here with like my grandparents, my kids, whatever, and that's what happens in those meetings. All ages, all different people, different creeds, whatever, they all come down. And on the blue plaque thing, that's why that came, because we were like, oh, okay, let's document this place, and this is where Joy Anonymous started and where it gathered. And so like when Lou and I are in, you know, our 70s, 80s, I hope that, like, you know, we'll walk down the Southbank and be like, this was it.
Feels a little bit surreal for me.
Definitely.
It's kind of a bit dreamlike, especially seeing our brother Fred again play last year at a similar time, and he's headlining the same stage we just played at, and just to see that, it's very surreal. I remember watching him last year and going, wow, like one day, it was the next year, we've just done it. So,
and it's like this beautiful thing, like we all worked on each other's music during the lockdown, and it was like this whole building thing, so to see it all kind of come through and together, it's like, Jesus, I mean, we were just making little sounds sitting in camping chairs, and now like people are like putting the hand symbol up in the middle of a mad tent. It's crazy. We're building into the next album, and I don't know, the idea for the next record is kind of like Human Again was a bit of a flagpole of saying that was a documentation of the time, and this is kind of the sounds of the tunes that we were playing down there, not to sound like the Southbank. This is like, okay, for those who were down there, these are like the more knocky ones,
the ones more influences of it. We're heading out to America in a few weeks, supporting Fred on his US leg, which is very exciting.
That's going to be
15 shows or something.
Which is
so
mad.
That's kind of it, really.
It's all just a bit insane, the whole thing. Like we all just friends making music, and now suddenly, like, you know, there's people singing random samples, and we're like, wow, it's a real experience.
I feel like a lot of the time people talk themselves out of starting something, out of fear or out of hesitance, of rejection maybe. And I even said to Hen on the way here, like, if you retrace our steps, the amount of stuff that's happened from random stuff, like, oh, let's just go and play in this pub, and then the guy that was in that pub booked us for a festival, and you know what I mean? So my advice would be like, just be active, do stuff, go and play on a Tuesday night to no one.
Even if it seems ridiculous, do it. Cause, like,
even if it seems like pointless.
Loads of things not coming. Like we've done so many random gigs and like ended up in ridiculous places.
Well, even Southbank, you know, we only did 20 minutes, and now we're still doing it 3 years later. Don't talk yourself out of like starting.
Yeah, that's it.
But no one ever said that to me.
I want it to feel like when we pass away, leave this planet, whatever, there's like a place that a bunch of people felt like they belonged in the end of time, and that's it. We literally, our whole like origin came from people just coming and singing their own troubles and what they've been going through. So if we can continue that, and by the end of our days be like, sick, there's a bunch of people who now call themselves Joy Anonymous, well then that's phenomenal.
And just to inspire people just to interact and treat other humans around them in a lovely way, because we need to, it's important.